Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the super duper world of sports. And this is week 6 power rankings. Let's get into it. Number 32, Carolina Panthers dropping a spot after last week's loss to the 49ers. They're now 1-4 and they're going to SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. I think they're the worst team in the league, have no chemistry, and so they're at 32. Number 31, Houston Texans improving a spot after their win against Jacksonville. First win of the season. Now there are no winless teams, anymore. They're on bye this week. Number 30, Commanders gonna play the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field on Thursday Night Football. They do not move any spots up or down. Stay at number 30. They're also 1-4. I really think this game could go either way. Number 29, Pittsburgh Steelers down 2 spots after getting throbbed by the Buffalo Bills. They got trashed on. And now they're going to be at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's still a home game, but it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so they're going to lose this one hard too. Number 28, Chicago Bears, of course, versus the Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football. This has to be one of the worst Thursday Night Football matchups I've ever seen. Last week's, we could expect it was going to be at least somewhat of a good game, but this is just two bad teams. I don't know, man. Number 27, down 5 spots are the Jacksonville Jaguars after losing to the Houston Texans. 2-3 now, and they're at Indianapolis, which, they've dominated the Colts, definitely. So I think this could go either way as well. Number 26, Atlanta Falcons down 3 spots, and they're at home against the 49ers. And this should be an easy domination for the the 49ers. I would be astonished if the Falcons won this game because of how tough the Niners defense is, and the offense should be clicking. Number 25 is down 6 spots to Detroit Lions, and they're on bye this week, but they got shut out by the Patriots, and so they're down big time. Number 24, up 2 spots, Seattle Seahawks. They're now 2-3, and they're at home against the Cardinals, who will probably beat Geno Smith and the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks have been much better than expected. Colts at number 23. They're up 2 spots, barely, after beating the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football last week. They're 2-1, and they're at home against the Jaguars. So, again, they don't really have a good history against the Jaguars. So, on paper, the Colts should win, but I don't know. Number 22, New York Jets, up 6 spots, 3-2 now, and they're at Green Bay in Lambeau Field. That's going to be a tough playing atmosphere for them. And so, I definitely don't think they're going to win this one, even being 2-3. Or 3-2. Number 21 are the 2-3 Denver Broncos. Number 5 at Los Angeles Chargers, another divisional matchup on Monday Night Football. So it's gonna be kind of a tough matchup for this Broncos offense and defense, though. Broncos defense is still top 10 in the league, but it's the Chargers offense. It's going to be tough for them. Number 20, Cleveland Browns, up 1 spot. They're at home against the Patriots. As long as they don't get thrashed by Ramondre Stevenson, they should be all right. But this game is pretty even on both sides. I could see it going either way. Number 19, down 2 spots, Arizona Cardinals at Seattle. Their defense showed up quite a bit against the Eagles. Where's that been all season, man? But this should be a pretty easy win against the Seattle Seahawks because the defense of the Seahawks has not been able to stop anything virtually. Number 18, no improvement or decline for the Saints, and they're at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. These teams haven't played in a while, obviously, but Michael Thomas has been injured, still not playing. Chris Olave is practicing 4 days after getting a concussion. So if that tells you something about Michael Thomas, then you can assume what you want to assume. But yeah, Jarvis Landry also is not practicing, I think, and Jameis Winston has not practiced. So yeah, they're gonna have to suffice without them. And up 7 spots, the New England Patriots, after shutting out the Detroit Lions at Cleveland, and it's gonna be a pretty even game, back and forth. Might be a more defensive game, honestly. Number 16, the Los Angeles Rams at home against the Carolina Panthers, though, so should be an easy matchup on both sides of the ball, even though they lost to the Cowboys last week. Number 15, down 6 spots, the Miami Dolphins are 3-2, and they're at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins is about to thrash that Miami defense. Outside of Xavier Howard, the Miami pass defense is horrible, and Kirk Cousins should take full advantage of that in any which way. And plus, Skylar Thompson is starting for the Miami Dolphins at quarterback, so that's also not a good sign. Number 14, the Las Vegas Raiders, up 1 spot after putting up a very valiant effort against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Very valiant effort. Only lost by 1 point to Patrick Mahomes, and they're on bye this week, so they should be able to get things figured out. Number 13, New York Giants versus Baltimore, so at home, and they're up 7 spots after defeating the Green Bay Packers in the Sunday morning game in London. Outstanding showing by every player on that Giants team, man. Daniel Jones, outstanding. Darius Slayton showed up very well, and Saquon Barkley, he did Saquon Barkley things. And yeah, if any of these games this week are going to be an upset, I think this is the one. Number 12, Los Angeles Chargers, up 2 spots after winning last week. Actually, they won pretty narrowly against the Cleveland Browns. They're at home against the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. They're at number 12 in the power rankings, of course. But I think the Chargers dominate the Denver Broncos here. Even with that elite defense of the Broncos, Herbert should get his way. Even with Keenan Allen, he might still be injured, though. Number 11, Green Bay Packers taking a significant leap down after losing to the Giants in London. And they meet a familiar foe, another New York team, versus the New York Jets. So they're playing in Lambeau Field against the Jets, which is going to be a huge advantage. So we'll see how they do. Definitely going to be a win, though. Number 10, into the top 10 now, up 1 spot from number 11 from last week, the Tennessee Titans. Hey, look, they narrowly beat the Commanders. They beat them by 4 points. I get that. But a win is a win, and they did pretty good without Treylon Burks. They're on bye this week, so hopefully they should be able to sort things out and be ready for week number 7. Number 9, 4-1, Minnesota Vikings, up 1 spot after the good win last week at Miami. They only beat Chicago by a touchdown, so I didn't put them up too many spots. But again, as I said with the Titans, a win is a win. So, yeah. But as I said earlier, the Miami Dolphins defense is, it's not subpar, but it's like par, maybe a little bit above average. Xavier Howard, Jerome Baker, outside of them, it's really not good anything. Jalen Phillips as well. He's pretty good, but still. Yeah. So that is that. Number 8, down 2 spots after losing to the Baltimore Ravens by a hair. Yeah, man, that's tough. Losing to the Baltimore Ravens by a hair on Sunday Night Football. And they're going to New Orleans to face the Saints. In a matchup that I think, if Marshawn Lattimore locks down Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is out, Tyler Boyd should get a huge workload. Him and Hayden Hurst, by the way. And Joe Mixon should be able to rush quite a bit on them. Number 7 are the San Francisco 49ers at Atlanta. Down 3 spots from last week, even though they beat the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, they're not number 4 in the league. I mean, number 7 is fair for the Carolina Panthers. Another reason why they're down 3 spots is because Emmanuel Mosley has an ACL sprain now, and Nick Bosa has a groin injury. So, I mean, they won, but at what cost? Number 6, Dallas Cowboys, led by Cooper Rush, up 7 whole spots, and they're at Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football in a game which it's like a do or die moment for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like they were on thin ice during that Cardinals game. If they don't win this, there's going to be some genuine concerns for them because Cooper Goat Rush is about to beat this Philadelphia Eagles organization. Number 5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, up 3 spots after beating the Atlanta Falcons. I don't care if they got bailed, they still won. And they're at Pittsburgh this week in a matchup in which they got to limit Pickens, George Pickens, and Deontay Johnson. Najee Harris should be locked down anyway because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run defense is just elite. It's beyond elite. It's ridiculous. And so, I really do believe that they're going to win this one. Maybe not by as much as they won against as much as the Steelers lost to against the Bills, but still, I mean, it's going to be a thrashing of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 4 are the Baltimore Ravens at New York Giants this week, and they're up 3 spots, of course, after beating the Bengals. Lamar Jackson and his legs taking him all the way, man. Rashad Bateman, I think he turned in a limited practice or 2 recently. So, they're coming back to full health, and the Giants are also not an easy opponent anymore. So the Ravens better not underestimate this Giants team. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs, down 2 spots from number 1. Hey, they won against the Raiders, but they won by 1 point. That's tough. It's really not the greatest performance from them. Hey, they put up 30 points, but defensively, they let up 29 points to the Raiders. It's tough. And they're facing the Buffalo Bills this week. So, yeah. Number 2, 5-0. Up 1 spot after beating the Cardinals are the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're at home against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football in a divisional matchup in which A.J. Brown should go off, in which Jalen Hurts should go off, in which everybody should go off, man. And number 1, up 1 spot to number 1 from number 2, the 4-1 Buffalo Bills regain the crown at Kansas City this week. And Josh Allen should be having a field day against this depleted Kansas City Chiefs defense. In some positions, they're strong, but oh man, they struggle in some positions. The Chiefs defense, that is. And Josh Allen will take full advantage of that. And that will close out the Week 6 Power Rankings. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next